Guys, welcome back. This is Christopher Aaron. It is January 26, 2023. Let us have a silver price update. It has been a while since we have looked at the silver market, and this is critically important, the move that is setting up right now. If you have not had a chance to watch our last video on the gold market, make sure you go back and watch that, because what we say here is not going to make as much sense unless you get caught up to speed with where we are in gold. That said, let's get into it. I want to remind you that if you're going to be attending the conference, this is going to be new information at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference that has never been presented before publicly. This is going to be the gold forecast for 2023 through 2025. And also, I'm going to be giving away 2 of our proprietary picks for playing this move to come in gold over the next 2 years. This has never been given away publicly before. So if you're in Vancouver, if you're in British Columbia, if you're in Washington State, if you're in Oregon, I highly encourage you to attend this show. It's a great show. I'll be speaking Monday the 30th at 1:40 p.m. Make sure to come by and say hi, too. I'd love to meet you. After the talk, come up and say hi. It's great to meet people who have been following this, or maybe we've conversed before by email. It's always wonderful to meet you guys. So let's get into the silver price update, and I'll see you in Vancouver. Legal disclaimer. One moment. There it is. Here we are, silver. The important thing to note right now, as silver has been bumping up against the $25 an ounce mark, currently trading at 24 and change, is that it is challenging the final downward structure that exists since the peaks in 2020 and early 2021. We can already see several of the downward structures have been broken. These were less important downward structures shown in the turquoise color. Now silver is challenging the final downward structure of this correction that has been going on for the last 2 years. And if you know the gold analysis, I'm not going to repeat it here, but go back and watch the gold video, you'll know that we think gold is going to back off fairly soon over the intermediate term. And so what that means is, as silver here starts to challenge this level around 25.10, which is the precise figure this week, and we can already see it running into some resistance here below this level, silver should be getting ready, what? To actually back off one more time. And this pullback, the last pullback that's coming here, should be the last opportunity to buy physical silver in the low 20s, perhaps ever again in the history of humankind, as expressed in US dollars. So this is going to be a hugely important move that is setting up. Whatever this final pullback is, I suspect it's going to be no more than $2 to $3, but there should be a final pullback setting up here before what? We then break the downward structure, retest the downward structure, rapid move back up to 30, slight back off at 30 again, and then blast through 30 for good. And what's even more exciting is that after we blast through 30, this is the move that is going to lead to $50 per silver. Remember this pattern. This is called a bull flag pattern because it looks like a flagpole. You can see the flag right here, the flagpole over there. And the point is that after the break from the flag formation, you get another impulsive move to the upside. Just as we saw like this, where silver moved almost $20 higher in 4 months. That type of move should be setting up here as we break the primary downward structure. So when we zoom it out to the big picture, we were just looking at this here, and remember the textbook example of the bull flag. What is setting up here for silver is a move that is going to look like this over the next 18 months. And many people will be unprepared for this, and many people will start buying silver and silver miners when it's already well above 30 because they're not paying attention to what is happening right now. You are, and that is a good thing. But I want to make sure that you're fully prepared depending on your life circumstance. Now, A lot of people are going to miss this, but if you just look back at history and see how silver moves in the last stages of this type of cyclical bull market, it tends to have 90% of the move in the last 10% of the time. 90% of the price happens in the very final innings of the silver bull market. In this instance, silver moved higher by almost $35 in 8 months. In this instance, silver moved higher by almost $40 in just 6 months. So this absolutely can happen again, and it is what we expect. Now, when silver gets to 50, this will be a question mark. A lot of people are thinking that silver will blast through 50 immediately. I actually do not think so. I think there's going to be one more significant pullback, and maybe we'll talk about blasting through 50 within the next few years. That said, we can expect roughly a doubling in the price of silver on a highest probability over the next 18 months. And perhaps you're saying, well, okay, if we're going to double the price of silver, that's nice. But let's be honest. If you double your money in silver here, are you going to be quitting your job? Are you going to no longer have to sit in a cubicle under a fluorescent light answering to some person breathing down your neck? Are you going to be able to pay off your car and your mortgage and buy a second house outright? Are you going to be able to do those things that allow you to be a sovereign human being, a sovereign man and a sovereign woman on the face of planet Earth if the price of silver doubles? For most people, the answer to that is no. A doubling is not enough. It is nice, but it is not enough to get you to that point of freedom. And so, this is what I want to suggest. If you would like to achieve more profit than that as silver gets back to 50 and doubles, you may want to consider, for a portion of your portfolio, the silver miners. Now, the silver miners are leveraged to the price of silver. So here we are looking at the Silver Miners ETF. And if the SIL Large Cap Silver Miners ETF were to get back to the level that matched the 2011 peak, this would represent not a 100% return, but a 155% return. So you can see that the silver miners offer leverage to the price of silver. Not bad. However, I would argue that even a 155% return is still not going to get most people to that place of freedom in life, to live for yourself in your own time that most people would like. So, what I am planning to do in that last pullback in silver is to invest some of my money into mid-cap Silver Miner X. Now, I am not going to give this one away for free. This is one that is reserved for our premium subscribers. And here is why. If you want to go with the generic Silver Miners fund, you can do that. If you are satisfied with a 100% return on bullion, you can do that. But Silver Miner X, which is a company that I've been researching for years and know inside and out, should be returning back to the level from 2011 that would represent a 315% return. Remember, a 315% return is more than a quadrupling of your initial investment, because a 100% return is a doubling. So a 315% turn is more than a quadrupling. And there, when you start to think about, well, what if you were investing $5,000 or $10,000 or $50,000, and you start to get more than a quadrupling here as silver just gets back to that $50 per ounce mark, now you're starting to talk about some possibilities that really start to open up in one's life. This is what I'm going to be doing, investing in this company, and I'm going to be sharing my research with our subscribers. Think about this for yourself. For some reason, people think that in the investment world, they should go it alone. I don't know why this is. If your car is starting to swerve on the road and the alignment is out of whack, do you try to repair your car on your own? I mean, maybe a very few select people do. But for the average person that's working 40 or 50 hours a week, has kids, has hobbies that they want to do in their free time, do you also try to spend 10 or 20 or 50 hours learning how to repair your car and fix it all yourself? What, to save a few $100s? No. So I want to encourage you to think about this for your investments as well. Is it really worth to save a few $100s per year to try to do all the research and all the analysis, not just when you buy the company beginning with, but in fact every week after that? What if the company releases new drill results? What if the company releases quarterly financial statements? Do you have the skills to evaluate all those things and determine if the company is still worthy of holding? Do you take the time to speak to company management in your free time to learn about their operations? So why go it alone? We have hundreds of investors that are coming together and investing in companies such as Silver Miner X, and this is our plan for the next several months. We plan to make investments in companies just like this that should provide extreme leverage to the price of silver for this move that is coming up. Consider joining us in Precious Metals Intelligence Plus. We cover these exact silver miners. Not only that, but you receive premium weekly members-only videos. We also cover the related markets. We cover the stock market, the rest of the commodities market, gold, silver. Every once in a while, we cover Bitcoin as well, just to keep our eye on what is happening there. All of this comes to you in Precious Metals Intelligence Plus. Don't go it on your own. I'm not sure why you would do that. There's really no need to do that in this day and age. If you're a higher net worth investor and you're ready to invest in the realm of $10,000 at a time in each of these mining companies, you must understand the added benefits to investing via private placement. When you invest with private placements, not only do you buy the same shares that you buy in Silver Miner X and the other companies that we are looking at, but you also get free warrants, which get you nearly twice the upside compared to buying the exact same shares in the open market. And the reason for that additional upside is that you're willing to commit a certain amount of capital at once. And not everyone can do that. That's understandable. But if you do fit into this category, you will achieve superior returns over the long run, all factors considered, by investing in private placement. We have a growing group of investors. We come together and we negotiate terms with these mining companies. Remember, you get a free subscription to Precious Metals Intelligence Plus if you are going to join us in the private placement service. One way or another, don't go it alone. There's no reason to do that. We have hundreds of investors from around the world who are successfully investing in these companies, and we intend to capture this move in a life-altering way coming up throughout the rest of this cycle. Some people would just like to talk one-on-one. I totally understand that. If that would help in navigating with your situation, I can give you my researched, independent perspective. Nothing less is what I offer you. I am fully independent. That is what the I in iGold Advisor stands for, independent. I take no funds, no fees, no kickbacks from any of the companies, any of the bullion dealerships that we are researching. I simply offer to you the best perspective that I have from over 15 years in this market. Make sure you come say hi in Vancouver. I look forward to meeting you. It's going to be a great show, a lot of excellent presenters, a lot of very interesting companies. I will be there for the 2 days, so I look forward to seeing you Monday at 1:40 p.m. for the gold 2023 to 2025 forecast.